So we're hiking from the Wyoming mine along this old trail all the way over there to the Hemlock Mine. And this mine was apparently the largest silver producer in Panamint City. So I'm hoping the underground workings are pretty extensive. But yeah, apparently they hauled the ore from the Hemlock along this trail we're on now, all the way to the Wyoming Mine tramway. So a lot of ore was shipped right where we're walking. Here's a good look at the really neat trail heading over to the Hemlock Mine. They put a lot of work into it, that's for sure. That's the canyon running up. And now we're going to start heading up on the left wall here, up towards the Hemlock Mine. And it looks like they had a little camp right in this area, because we spotted the remains of some buildings. I'm looking across. So there used to be a building right over there, and it looks like there was something else right up ahead. Oh, this is like some kind of wagon or trailer of some sort. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a little horse-drawn wagon. The horses would be attached right here near the front. There's some kind of pivot here so they could turn it. And yeah, the ore would have been filled right in here. You can see the axles on it. So yeah, this is what they used to haul the ore from the Hemlock Mine all the way to the Wyoming Mine tram. And yeah, this definitely dates back to the 1870s. You can see all the square nails in here. Yeah, that's really cool. Here's a bit better view of it. So just past that wagon we have another building site. And you can see bits and pieces of old stoves here. That says diamond something. You know, there's more parts of it over here. There's the vent stack. So yeah, this may have been living quarters for some of the miners. Yeah, look at this blue glass. Yeah, these are really old bottles. This one had writing, but too bad it's broken. Just keeps climbing up. So way over there is a trail that we came down on, and I'm almost to the mine now. Yeah, here's a really good look down Marvel Canyon. Looks really scenic, and right around this bend should be the Hemlock Mine. Yep, there's the waste rock for it. Alright, so we made it up to the Hemlock Mine's lower adit. You can see all the cool rock walls over here. There's definitely another building right there. The adit is right over here behind this tree, or beside this tree. Yeah, hopefully there's some cool stuff in there. But another interesting thing is right outside we have a winch. Yeah, but this is much more modern because you can see there's some welds in the drum. Yeah, there's likely an engine mounted right there. And I think they were using this to haul up supplies from the road that's way down there. The road sort of comes up this canyon and stops right at the base of the waste rock pile. So yeah, before we head on into the portal, we're gonna have some lunch and then yeah, I'll see you inside. So here we are in the Hemlock Mine, the lower adit, and it looks like it shoots back for a really long ways. You can see all the ties here, they strip the rail out. There's some really pretty colors in here. And up ahead it looks like we're reaching a junction. This is where they probably intersected the vein. Yeah, so they left the curved piece of rail in. Because usually they just take the straight pieces. So, yeah, so it heads off down there to the right. And I'm following the vein across. And it heads off down to the left. So, yeah, I'll just stick to the right-hand rules, head right first. Really gorgeous vein, and I think I mentioned this earlier, but this was the most productive silver mine in the whole district. I don't believe it has the most extensive workings. I think the Wyoming mine has the most extensive workings, but I believe the richest ore came from here. There's a little heading that way. Lots of quartz. Well, that's, oh. Yeah, so there's some graffiti from 1901. Someone drew a happy face in there later. Lots of rotten wood. And check out the hanging wall here. Look at how smooth it is. Yeah. More solid quartz. I think that's just survey marking. That might stand for east-west. That would be my guess. And yeah, there's some more names and dates over here. Boots Edwards, 47. This is 45. There's some modern graffiti. Another 47, 47. Skull and crossbones. '62. 47. Roy Stark. Galena, Kansas? Interesting. Looks like everyone was here in 1947. Yeah, pretty cool. And it's looking like we might be reaching the end here. Yep. Or maybe not. Oh dang, it goes up that way. I don't know if I'll be able to climb over this or not. But right here to my left, there's some more graffiti, and this is pretty cool. Looks like a head of a woman there, Can't quite make out the writing. And a little pot with something sticking out of it. Yeah, that's really interesting. Alright, so I just climbed up there, and this breaks into a really neat chamber. It goes way up there, about maybe 35 feet above me, I'd say. And yeah, just look at that quartz vein. I mean, they stoped the heck out of this, but a lot of it did come down naturally. But yeah, another interesting thing is right over here. I believe this is part of a wooden ore car. Yeah, so the wood rotted away, but this is part of the frame. So these pieces would be attached to the actual body of the ore car. And this is a little gate at the front that they would open and dump the ore out of. So yeah, piece of a wooden ore car. Likely from the 1870s. And it's possible the main tunnel might continue on the other side of this collapse. Might be able to squeeze through there. If not, then I want to try climbing up that way because I see a bunch of pipes and whatnot, so I'd like to see where that goes. It does continue. Okay, so I'm past the stope chamber, and the main tunnel would have ran right underneath me, but I can't see a good way to get down to there. I'm sort of stuck up in a little stope, but the good news is I don't think it would have went much further. That is either collapse or that's all backfill, so I think this is likely the end of the line anyways. Okay, so I just came from over there, and this heads off to the main portal, and I'm going to head down this direction. Yeah, the drift is pretty tall, so they were definitely removing the ore, sort of stoping it as they went along. And yeah, just a great fault wall here. And this looks like the end of the line. Oh, but look at all these ore tallies. That's kind of neat. Okay, so we're quite a ways above the lower adit, and we've reached this really large open stope or open cut. We haven't found any ways heading down too far, but it kind of just runs all along the mountainside here. So this was basically the vein, and they basically just dug out the whole top of it. And apparently that's where they removed a lot of the silver ore. A lot of the ore was very high grade at the surface, but as they went down further, either the veins disappeared or the grade of ore went down. So you can see the remains of a building right there, and this open cut continues this way. Got an old can there, and I see some stoles, or at least one stole. Huh. It's kind of neat. So yeah, it looked like there may have been an adit right below here that they would have used to haul ore out of this cut. But it's possible that they were just hauling it right out here. It was like an adit just with an open top, basically. So that open cut was right over there. It looks like there may be an adit right below us, as well as something right up here. But this is a shaft. And let me grab a rock to toss down there. Now this looks like it goes down a ways. Well, based off of the rock test, not very far actually, but definitely wouldn't want to fall in. It's possible there's an adit right below us, and this connects with that. We found the upper portal. It was right below that shaft. So yeah, let's go head on in. It's kind of interesting. There's a bit of snow here at the portal. Okay, so it bends off to the right here, and it immediately goes into the stope. Cool. So I guess it doesn't connect with that shaft above us. Yeah. And here's the really smooth hanging wall, you can see. Wow, that is really cool. It's a perfect example. And you can see the notches in here, and they would have had stalls spanning across. Interesting timbering, definitely from the 1870s. And it keeps going past here. It's really low. Got a bit of a gobbing here on the side. And wow, this is really, really low. This is like 4 feet tall in here. And it's not like they backfilled the floor or anything. They dug it this height. Got some more gobbing here. And this is probably going to be the end of the line. Yep. So there's some kind of dead animal here with really strange yellow mold growing on it. That's kind of concerning. Alright, so I'm back in this timbered section that's looking towards the portal, and there's sort of a parallel drift running off this way that I missed heading in because it's facing the other way. So let me work my way over to that and let's check that out. Yeah, so this whole side drift doesn't go so far. It looks like this one probably ran into that shaft that we saw up above. Yeah, that's probably the case. So here's part of a little tram car below the Hemlock Mine. So likely they had a stationary cable strung up to the top, and then that winch we saw pulled this up. So I think the cable here is the stationary cable, and these wheels here would ride on that. Oh, and there's Xavier working his way down the waste rock pile now. Look at him go. Let's see if he eats shit. So this looks like the remains of another winch. There's the base and then there's the drum for it. So I guess maybe they had two winches heading down here. Also, it looks like we're almost to the road. So we're right at the bottom of the tramway pretty much. So we're pretty far below the Hemlock Mine, and there's another adit here. And there's a road leading up to this one, so likely this one was one of the newer ones. Because like I said, they reworked this mine likely in the 40s based off of that graffiti we saw. So I think this was done during that time. Huh, I guess the burrows come in here. But she just faces out. Here's a good look at the Marvel mine, which we'll be exploring momentarily. And there's a really big, looks like a water tank down below the waste rock pile. And yeah, this was one of the older mines, but I believe this one was reworked by the same company that reworked the Hemlock Mine. All right, heading in. So, sort of like the Hemlock Mine, this was just a crosscut tunnel, and up here we'll eventually run into the vein. Interesting geology though. Huh. There's something running up that way. Yeah, and there's timbers in there. Some grease rags. And we might be along the vein right now. Looks like they were clearing something out of there. Okay, so it looks like we've reached a pretty major junction. Heads off straight and then to the left for what looks like a long ways. But, you know what? I think I'm going to do the left branch first. It's really rotten in here. And it looks like we might be reaching another junction. That's a face. We got a muck sheet right here, another muck sheet, and another face. And going straight, I don't think this one is going to go very far. I think it's going to face out right over here. There's the remains of a dynamite box. Some pretty sorry state though. Mad Oaks, 61, 64, and 61. Alright, back at this junction, let's keep heading down the main tunnel. This looks like the end. There's some graffiti though, 62, 63.
This keeps going.
Really?
Yeah, it might connect up with that upper stuff. But I mean, it gets kind of tight, but that sort of works to your advantage because you can ledge in there. And then it just keeps going up.
Well, I think we got to save that for another trip.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling it.
Okay, heading out of the not so marvelous marble mine. We're going down this because we think there's an ore car at the base of this. So, that'd be nice.
There's a door.
Well, it's not an ore car, it's a stove. So yeah, we're really disappointed. But anyways, there's a carbide can there and a whole bunch of remnants that came down from the mine up there. And now we gotta head down Marble Canyon to Surprise Canyon and then hike the last mile again back up to Panamint City. So we found the remains of a tramway here. There's Xavier for scale. And this right here is actually the tram car itself, or at least the top part of it. They likely had maybe buckets hanging down, maybe on this bolt right here. But yeah, it's riding on the stationary cable that runs all the way up to, I believe, the top of the ridge over there. And then this is the pulling cable. So likely there's some kind of winch all the way up there. So this right here is the Little Molly silver mine. And on the mine dump, you can see a lot of really pretty copper minerals in there. And yeah, I don't think this will be too big, but let's go check it out anyways. Oh dang. Okay, so here's the mine. You can see it's just a big open stope. But the topo map show an adit here, but it's actually a shaft. And let's do a rock test. See how deep it is. Alright, here we go. It isn't very deep, so yeah. Not too much to this mine. It was pretty much just a prospect, but it's another one to check off our list, I guess. Okay, so we're heading up Little Chief Canyon to the Little Chief Mine. And it's interesting, there's a stacked rock wall going quite a ways up the canyon. I'm not really sure what it was for. Maybe it was a claim boundary. But you have to climb up a couple hundred feet to get to the mine. So we're almost to the Little Chief Mine, and we came upon this little dwelling here. Not much left of it though. Alright, so we made it up to the Little Chief Mine, and there's a bunch of stacked rock wall over here. You can't see it too well, but there's definitely a building at that spot. There may have been another one right here. You can see someone's foldable shovel. And right here is the adit for the Little Chief Mine. So let's go head on in. Okay, so there's the vein that we're following. It's pretty well defined. And unfortunately, this doesn't go in very far. So this was a lot of hiking for a very little mine. But yeah, you can see they dug a pit and a floor right here. And they only drifted this way about 20 feet or so. But still, I made it up here. Might as well go to the end and check out the vein. So yeah, the vein here seems barren. I don't see any mineralization in it. Okay, so I'm here above the adit we just checked out, and I'm actually in a little open stope here, panning around. Yeah, this was a lot more significant than the adit we explored. So this is where they were getting most of the ore, and yeah, that doesn't run back any further, it just pinches out. But there's the vein. Some minerals in the wall here. But in the dump, there's a lot of really pretty quartz crystals. So I might take some of those samples back.